Yeah. So just talk about a bit of physics, working principle of our UAV. So as we know, there are four forces: weight, lift, thrust, and drag. So weight is basically due to the mass of the drone. And if the weight is higher, it requires more power to lift the drone. Okay, so we have to kind of balance between all those four forces so that our UAV can work perfectly. Then the second force is lift. So it is basically due to pressure difference across the drone, and it is a vertical force acting on the drone. So this it depends on the speed, size, and shape of the propeller blade to decide like how much amount of lift force do you need. So yeah, the main thing is it is essential to lift the body against the gravity. So to create this force, all four propellers run at high speed to lift the drone. So during the takeoff, all props run at a very high speed so that we can generate enough lift force. We can generate enough lift force and then overpower this weight. Okay, and then the next force is thrust. So it is like it is helping our motion. So it is in the direction of motion. So however, like for drone dynamics, it is normal to the rotor plane rather than here in this direction. It is like normal to the rotor plane. And this is essential to move the drone in the desired direction at at equal speed. And then again, opposite to thrust, there is one more force called drag. So it is the opposite direction of motion due to air resistance. So since we are flying it in an environment, there will be resistance coming out of the air. So drag force is generated. So proper aerodynamical shape needs to be selected for reducing the drag force. So like basically weight is managed by mass of the aircraft. So we have to select a proper like optimized weight of the UAV according to the application. Then lift, we have to choose the motor vice versa according to the weight so that it can overcome the weight criteria and then we can lift off. And thrust is a thing which we have to increase always to overcome the drag. So drag should be minimal and thrust should be like not maximum, it should be sufficient enough to overcome the drag coming out of it. So for the drag we can actually select proper aerodynamical shape. So basically these four forces are there which always always present in an aerodynamical surface. Like for any aircraft, these are the basic four forces which will come into picture. So if we have to lift the aircraft, we have to overcome the weight criteria, and then um, uh, uh, um, for the drag we have a thrust. So if there is an engine aircraft, the engine generates a thrust. If there is a rotor aircraft, due to the propeller motion of the rotor, we get the thrust. So somehow we are getting all these four forces by the combination of each other. Yes.